What's going on? This is my review of Killer of the Flower Moon, and I'm telling you right now, this movie was phenomenal. It's a long movie, and at times it do feel like a long watch, but it's just phenomenal, and it's based on a true story. Martin Scorsese did a great job with this. He speak at the beginning and then he speak at the end, so you could tell this was something he really cared about. Now, this movie took place in the 1920s in Oklahoma. I love that they made some references to Tulsa with those riots, but this is happening on Indian land. They got some oil, all right? They have the oil, and the white people want the oil. It's one character in specific named King. This is the character that Robert De Niro play. This guy is vicious. I mean, he's the worst villain that I've seen in a while. Like, he was real bad because he didn't care about nobody. He didn't care about his nephew. He didn't care about his nephew's children. He didn't care about nobody. He just cared about himself and growing his power. And because of that, he would take out anybody. Now, the problem that I had with the people that was working for him, including Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Ernest, bro, you don't understand that eventually he's going to take out your wife and kids too? He got you taking out all of these Indian women to get their land, but you can't see that eventually your wife is next and eventually you gonna be next? Like, you couldn't put two and two together? Now, the character Ernest was very flawed, Leonardo DiCaprio character, because he actually was trying to take out his wife. They was poisoning the alcohol to take out the men, take out the women. They were poisoning the different medicines that they was giving them. I know Molly, which was Ernest, Leonardo DiCaprio's wife in the movie, he was poisoning her while he was giving her diabetes shots with the insulin. I'm like, yo, this dude is crooked, but it goes to show you that this time was so crazy. And I love that Martin Scorsese, he told it like how it was. Like, these dudes, these white dudes, was marrying into Indian families and then taking out their wives and the children to make sure they get the land. It's wild. And it would have happened. Like, they was real close to pulling it off, but thank God the girl, Molly, she had the wherewithal, and the rest of them too. I think she went with some other Native Americans too, to go to Washington, D.C. and tell them about what is going on where they from. If they didn't do that, yeah, King would have had it all, man. And I loved how the investigators came, because when they came, they had a Native American guy, he came in, and then they had other guys come in and get in certain positions that people didn't know that they was investigating, just like how they do in real life. So they came, they set everything up, and then when they finally meet all the investigators, you're like, oh, so everybody that was there, like different people, they part of this investigation team, and they there to actually help. I love that they came and they helped these people out, man, because they was getting taken for all they had. And the crazy part is, they showed so many different dynamics that's important to watch. But one that really stuck out to me is when the white people got control of the doctors, when they got control of the banks, they controlled it all, man. So eventually it got to a point where these people were very rich, and then they start getting very poor, because they were rich because they was on the land with the oil, but they started getting poor because once white people controlled the banks, they had to go to them just to get their money. That was the crazy part. Like, yo, if they controlling the banks and you rich, but they control the banks, then you're not as rich as you think you is, because you got to go to them to get the money. That's what they were trying to get across, and then when they controlled the doctors, it's like, okay, you coming to me instead of using your own medicine, instead of using your own doctors, you coming to me, I can tell you anything. I can give you anything. And that what was happening, and it was so sad in certain points, because The person that Ernest, Leonardo DiCaprio's character, was married to, she was married once before to another Native American guy who had became a drunk, and he ended up getting murdered. And it was just bad, man. But it was sad because she was already married, but she got away from her tradition of what they were doing. And when she strayed from that, things went downhill. And her mom was a person that knew it was going downhill. She said, yo, I got 4 daughters. Y'all all done married white man. Y'all should not be marrying them. The mom knew, like, yo, you shouldn't be marrying these dudes. They want you for your oil and for your money and for your land. But the young girls, they was just gullible. You know, they just they just got played, man. And you would think they were smart enough after one sister passed away, but they just didn't. They just couldn't believe it could be their husbands that's doing these things. But it was, man. You know, so they did a great job grabbing the emotion of this. I would love, and I mean love, to see Martin Scorsese do the Tulsa movie with the Tulsa riots. Him or Ryan Coogler would be great, you know, to direct the Tulsa race riots movie with what went on in Tulsa, Oklahoma, you know. But it was just a great movie to see, and it made me think, wow, people was really flourishing in Oklahoma because you had the Native Americans that was flourishing with the oil money, and then you had blacks that was flourishing too, you know. So it's like, man, something was really going on in Oklahoma. There was like some good stuff in the 1920s, you know. But yeah, man, they took these people for everything they had. You know, the government stepped in and actually helped. That was good seeing, like, yo, okay, the government actually did their job and helped them out, which was dope, you know. But all in all, man, this was a great movie. Like, we do 7 points here, and I gotta say, this was like a 6.5, 6.6. And it had no action in it. It had action in it because they were shooting each other and stuff, but it wasn't like an action movie. It was just like a great movie, a great story. And I was so happy. And this one I knew it probably was going to be good when they said it was going to Apple TV. I'm going to tell y'all something. Apple and Max, those two streaming services are the best. Stuff that go to them usually is done right. When stuff be going to Peacock and it's another Paramount, when stuff go to them, it just be like, it don't be right. Netflix be hit or miss. Hulu be hit or miss. But when stuff go to Apple and Max, it be on point. Other stuff be kind of hit or miss or just be bad, like Peacock. Peacock mess up a lot of stuff, you know. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed this movie. I recommend it for everybody. Let me know what you thought in the comments. If you got some additional information that they didn't show in the movie, put that down there too. It's Mac the Guru. If you're still here and you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel, check out the other content, and like always, man, y'all be easy, be safe, peace.